Is P2B benevolent spirit cracking his palm kernel, or nemesis is catching up with disobedient critics? By Sandra Ijeoma Okoye. Welcome to the news, and please subscribe to our channel. Without being judgmental in this contest by concluding that P2B's palm kernels are being cracked by his benevolent spirit, it is left for the readers in this contest in line with their own understanding to conclude whether P2B benevolent spirit is going up for him or not. There is no denying the fact that much was written in 2005 about the governorship election in Anambra State when the State Election Tribunal pronounced a judgment on the petition filed by P2B against Governor Chris Ngige over the said election. While some of those things said or written seem plausible, what remains silent, particularly in this contest, is that P2B came out victoriously from the battle like somebody whose palm kernel was cracked by a benevolent spirit. To grasp what culminated into the foregoing battle, it is expedient to recall in this context that Obi embraced politics in 2003 when he contested the gubernatorial election in Anambra as the candidate of the All Progressive Grand Alliance, APGA. However, Chris Ngige of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, was declared winner by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. Obi refused to accept the outcome of the election and would not go down without a fight. He challenged the result of the election in court, unwavering until 3 years later when Ngige's victory was overturned by the Court of Appeal on March 15, 2006. Obi assumed office the following day without any iota of exaggeration. It can only be possible for anyone to win the foregoing battle if there is a benevolent spirit that is from the spiritual realm cracking his palm kernel. For the sake of clarity, anyone whose kernels were cracked by benevolent spirits can in this context be likened to a person who has the Midas touch, who can fulgurately turn anything he touches into a success. Midas touch is used to mean that a person is that successful as anything he or she does will clearly appear that a superpower or a blessing was behind it. Though he assumed office on 17 March 2006, on 2nd November 2006, after 7 months in office, he was impeached by the State House of Assembly and was replaced by his deputy, Virginia Itabia, making her the first Emma female governor in Nigeria's history. Obi returned to court and challenged the impeachment and was reinstated on the 9th of February 2007 by the Court of Appeal sitting in Enugu. Still on the political aspect of his life, P2B was declared winner of the 2010 Anambra governorship election on the 7th of February 2010 after defeating the former governor of Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, Professor Charles Soludo, who is now the current governor of the state. Thus, he served the second term as governor of Anambra State until 17 March 2014, after which he handed over to Willow Biano. Against the foregoing backdrop, it is not a minor matter to say that P2B, who is no doubt a businessman besides being a politician, started his life as a trader, a path which is not surprising since he was born into a trading family. However, he later ventured into the corporate world and has served in numerous positions for different companies. Without mincing board, there is no denying the fact that apart from having his palm kernel cracked, and it is obvious in this contest that he has in his political career fought his opponents to a standstill. It seems his benevolent spirit is still fighting his opponent. That one is compelled to ask in this content. Is benevolent spirit cracking P2B's palm kernel, or nemesis is catching up with his disobedient critics? The foregoing question cannot be far-fetched when seen from the perspective of the fact that a misfortune that have individually befallen his disobedient critics since he won the presidential ticket of the Labour Party LP ahead of the 2023 presidential election are eloquent enough for anyone to conclude that the benevolent spirit is still working in his favor, cracking his palm kernel. For instance, the governor of Rivers State, Nyesom Wike, had in the month of May 2022 questioned his integrity after he, Obi, decided to leave the People's Democratic Party, PDP, though he had explained to Nigerians, particularly to his followers, that the recent development within the PDP made it practically impossible for him to continue participating and making constructive contributions, and hence cross-carpeting to the Labour Party. Notwithstanding, he recently had a tete-a-tete with Wike, but that does not obliterate the fact that Rivers State Governor denigrated his person ostensibly to cheapen his electoral value in the estimation of the electorate. In a similar vein, the media landscape was penultimate week agog with the news that Reverend Father Mbaka at his Adoration Ministry in Enugu State declared that unless God ceases to exist, Obi will never smell the seat of the president. According to the cleric, it was better to have an old man as president than a stingy young man. Against the foregoing backdrop, it is expedient to say that Peter B. Benevolent Spirit did not allow Mbaka to go scot-free for misusing his anointing and laying curse on the presidential aspirant. This is because the Catholic Diocese of Enugu indefinitely suspended the operation of Adoration Ministry officiated by Reverend Ejike Mbaka in Emene, Enugu. In a pastoral injunction issued by the Bishop of the Diocese, Most Reverend Dr. Kalisis Onaga, the Bishop said that Mbaka has continued to violate all laid-on tenets of Catholicism even after several corrections. Aptly put, it is crystal clear that no one brings Obi down and goes scot-free as long as his benevolent spirit is with him. Still, in the same vein, Nigerians on Twitter have been attributing the prevailing misfortune that befell the former Deputy Senate President Ike Ekweremadu to his comment that the Southeast region will not vote for Peter Obi in the 2023 presidential election. Without any iota of exaggeration, the foregoing spirit eloquent of how a benevolent spirit works in favor of anyone that is fortunate enough to be guided by the spirit. Though the etymology of a benevolent spirit can be clearly understood from the perspective of our ancestors, but in Christendom, he is no other person than a guardian angel. For the sake of clarity, a guardian angel is that angelic being that is assigned to protect and guide a particular person, group, or nation. Belief in angelic being can be traced throughout all antiquity. The idea of angels that guide over people played a major role in ancient Judaism. Without being judgmental in this context by concluding that Peter Obi's palm kernel had been cracked by his benevolent spirit, it is left for readers in this contest, in line with their own understanding, to conclude whether Peter Obi's benevolent spirit is going for him or not. Okay, this person don't talking. Oh no, and of course, a lot of people all around, most especially on social media, have said, if I see people talk against Obi, then get one or two things to answer for. Well, we go to continue to the watch, the bone of contention now, make we get person way in one walk to come rule over us come 2023. Okay, on this note, we'll come to the end of the news. We say thank you for tuning in to listen. Until I come your way next time, enjoy the rest of your day.